Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play Cities Skylines. Welcome back to my Beginner's Guide series. Today we are going to be working during the large village milestone. So we're going to talk about what we have available at that milestone. We're going to build some important things like a stone mine and a livestock farm, and we are going to start planning out more of the downtown area of the larger city. So let's go ahead and jump in now. So right now, so you got a little peek at some cinematic camera with the photo mode. At some point, I'll do a tutorial on how to do that. I haven't made it just yet, but hopefully soon. But anyway, so let's talk about Large Village real quick. We have an increase in the loan limit. We've talked about that before. We're not taking any loans right now because we don't really need them, and I don't recommend doing loans as long as you can avoid it. Service budgets, you can go into your budget now and you can adjust the amount that you're spending on all of your services that you have. And we don't really need to do that yet. We could actually reduce the amount we're spending on education because we have one school, although we have more eligible than are in there. I think this is actually a bug as of the current version that I'm playing. The number eligible is not quite matching what they, I think, what they want, but I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway, we could reduce that a little bit because you can see we're way above what we actually need. But I'm not going to bother with that because I don't think we really need to, and I don't want to forget that we've done it. Same thing with healthcare and death care. Healthcare, let's check that actually. We don't have a clinic, we have a cemetery, and that is what we're spending an absurd amount of money on. Really? Are we spending that much on our cemetery? What is the upkeep? 55,000 a month. Yeah, and they're barely using anything. Let's go ahead and we're going to decrease that one. Budget going down on that. So that'll save us a little bit of money. And then let's go back to the milestone. Let's see what else we've got. Livestock farming. We're going to do that today. Stone mining, we're going to do that today. Firehouse and police. Those are also a new development tree, so we could come in here and we could unlock other things. For now, we're just going to stick with the basic stuff. So let's go ahead, and I think we could go ahead and get one of each of those, but I think I want to work on getting our downtown kind of set, and we'll get some in there. So let's go ahead and we're going to buy some tiles, and if you've been watching the series, you know that this is where I want the downtown to be, and I was just looking at the map again, and I think I kind of want it to wrap around. Here, we'll buy these, and then we're going to come down here to landscaping, just so the contour lines show up, and then we can come over and look, and we can see we've got a flat area here, which is why I want to have the main part of downtown be here, because we'll get like a passenger harbor here. I think we can probably get a shipping lane in here that can go right into that passenger harbor. And then we've got this giant hill that we can't really do much with. So I want to be careful with that. We can't really build up on that, but we do have some lower land over here, and we could probably terraform a bit and get the city coming around there. So we'll have like a downtown that wraps around this harbor here. We'll need a bridge across that. But for now, let's go ahead and work on getting some roads down in here. So for now, what I want to do, we don't have highways unlocked, so we can't get this road to come straight through here, but we can get it to come over here. And I think if we go right here, if we're careful, yep, we got that underneath there. That will work. And then we'll just do a simple curve here. We'll click there and come up. Make sure we're in the center of that. Seems like it. And then we'll go to there. We want to make sure that the starting point here stays at 180 degrees. And then we got that line up here, that guideline, and then we can come in and go like that. So this should be a pretty smooth curve. It looks smooth. Got a nice bit of hills on that road. Looks pretty good. And then over here, now that we're under the highway, I want it to curve starting here. So I'm going to switch to a straight line, and I'm going to mark where I want the node to be so that I create that node, and then I can come in and hit B to get the bulldozer tool, or come down and click on the bulldozer here. And now that is the end of the road, and so I can switch to continuous. We turn on the contour lines, and I can come in and click, and and then click again, and I can start to build like this. And we can curve around like this. And this is going to be our main road coming right in to the heart of downtown. And then, what other roads do we have? We have a road here, which will come across the highway and come down this way. But I'm not quite ready to buy those tiles, so we're going to just leave it like this. So then I want a grid coming off of this, and we're going to end up taking out these trees. So I'm going to go to landscaping and go to vegetation. And then what I want to do is I want to go to place multiple, and I want to take off this one right here, remove only matching type. So now when I right click, I'm taking out all the trees that are inside my brush. And I can put that strength up to 100% and it will go a little bit faster. There we go. So we're taking out the trees here because this is pretty much all going to be buildings. And I'm not interested in having a park here. Now we can go back to roads. We want contour lines on just so we have an idea of what we're dealing with. And we're going to get a grid in here. And I want it to be a pretty big grid, or like a full size. So we're going to go to 112 and go like that. And come over to 112 again and bring this down. And I'm going to repeat that a bit just to get our initial grid in here. Okay, so we've got a grid in here. I'm not quite ready to do this side because I don't quite know where I want the harbor to go yet. So I'm not going to build that. And this is as much as I wanted to get in here for now. Anyway, we're going to unpause so that things can start ticking. But I'm also, like I said, we're going to put in a firehouse down in here to start. We'll get that there, and we'll get a police station in as well. They can be on the same block and just make that be like a little city service area. So that is fire and police. And now let's take a look at the budget. We can't go to production yet. So actually we can't see what I wanted to show you. So I'm going to go back for a second. And instead, we're going to start to plan out where our specialized industry are going to go. So you can click on zones and you can go over here to specialized industry. And now you can see that we can build livestock and we can build stone. Both of these can go anywhere. They don't need to have the natural resource. So livestock farming, I think what we're going to do is we're going to unlock just a couple of squares over here. So we'll come in, map tiles, and we'll unlock, say, these two here. Just so that we have space that we can put some of these in here. And I don't want to have these be permanent. At some point, they will be taken out and we'll develop something else in that area. So what I want to do is I want to stick with this because I think we're going to get more of this grid out here because the ground is pretty smooth for that. And I think we're going to get quite a bit of industry here because long term, I think we'll end up with getting a port in here for the industry. So I want to start building the industry out this way. So to keep that grid in place, we're going to bring one road down this way, and that is going to split our two industry types for now. So we're going to go into zones, and we're going to do livestock farming. We want to come down here, and the yellow circle around it is the maximum extent of the livestock farm. We're going to start by putting one over here. And now you notice that the buildings are kind of disappearing as I'm moving the mouse around. You just want to make sure that you're careful to have the buildings be appearing when you're clicking, because if they're not there and you click like this, then they're not going to show up and you're going to have an issue with your connections. It's just a little weird thing about how it works. But if you go in and they're there, you can click and then you can start to come in. And we're going to build the fence around where the industry area will be. So we'll go here, we'll click again, and then we can stay right along the road. We'll get another node. Let's see, I'm getting closer and you can see it's moving away from the road. So I'm going to put one node there, and we'll come a little closer and click another one right in the corner. And then we're going to come up all the way to where, or about where that circle ends. And then I want it to be a 90 degree, just so that it looks kind of like it was a surveyed piece of land. But we can come all the way over to the road here, 180 degrees, and then come down to the corner, then come there and go like that. So we've got this angle in there. And then we can come in and we'll get one more here. And bring that over here and up to about here. And if you're right along, you see it saying overlapping items. So what we want to do is we want to come back and just find a spot that that sign goes away, and then click and put a node there. And then we can come this way, and we're going to get 90 degrees again. Go to about there. And then bring it 90 that way. Just go like that. We went too far there. I want to go right there. And then I'm going to get one more over here just to fill out the whole space. Actually, that is highway, so we can't put it there until we convert the road. So we're going to come in here and go to medium roads, go to replace, and we're going to change this from highway to a regular road right there. And then we can come back with our livestock farm and get this in place here. So we'll come along like this. We want to click there, and then we want to go like all the way over that way. And that will work. You can see I'm having a little bit of trouble with this one. It's not quite snapping to the other side very well. So what I'm going to do instead is just have it come over a tiny bit like that, and it'll be fine. Remember, the real world is imperfect, and so should our cities be. But what you can do is you can come in here and now just kind of fill that space with some oak trees or some other tree. Linden might work. Apple would be good. And just say that whoever owns these farms decided to put some apple trees in between here. And then maybe a couple of spruce or something. Something with a really small base. Bushes, just to kind of fill it out and make it look a little bit more realistic. And again, we're not going to keep these here forever, but in the meantime, we do like to have things look kind of cool and realistic as we're going. Now over here, we want to get stone mining. So I want to make sure that we have our nodes in the right spot. So this one, we can turn snapping back on. I had turned it off while I was working on the grid. We want to go to this side, and we're going to go 112 meters. And that's going to be one spot. I want to make sure that we keep this grid. So I'm coming here, just kind of getting roads in place so that I know where the grid goes. Because right here, we're going to have this one come out. I'm going to delete these now. And if I'm clicking and dragging, I can delete more than one at once, by the way. And then we're going to bring this out all the way this way. And then we can come back into specialized industry, go to stone mining. We're going to get, these can be a bit bigger than the farms. So we're going to put one here. And we'll come along this way. Come out to about there. And then come this way. Go all the way to the road and then fill this in. Then we'll get one more on the other side. We come up to the highway here, so I have to go a little bit not quite straight. And now you see I got this. That's not quite the way I want it. I want it to be a little bit more straight on that side, but I couldn't see where the road was, so I'm going to click on it now. And I can adjust that by going to the area tool for that industry. And I can come up here and I can now click and hold this node and move it up until that's at 180 degrees. I'll show you again. 180 degrees, we'll stop right there. And now we've got our industries. And that is really going to help our budget. That will boost up the industrial. We can't really see oh yeah, we can here. Livestock, we're now getting some money from that. And we should get money from rock as well as we are growing. So now I'm going to speed the game up and we're going to check unemployment. Unemployment is very low because we just added more jobs. 17 jobs there. 100 jobs at each of these stone mines. So we need more people. And I want to start getting people out this way. So we're going to get some medium density in there. But first, we're going to expand just a little bit here. I think this grid actually will go a little bit farther. So we're going to come out 112 meters here. Come up here. And what I want to do is I want to design it as if the town existed before the highway came through. And so what we're going to do is extend that grid and have it be cut off by the highway. Because I think it probably originally went a little bit farther. Like maybe all the way to there. So this one can come out this way. This is going to go 112. We should be able to get that. And then we'll get this road. Can go all the way down. That's as far as that can go. But what I want to do is then use the guidelines to see where our grid was. I'm going to click here real quick because that is where the node would be. And we're going to stick with that 112 meters. And then we're going to come down this way 112 meters and we should line up. Yes, beautiful. And right now we do have a weird node there, or like a weird intersection there. I want to get rid of that. So we're going to bring this grid out like this, just so that we can see all of that. That doesn't quite line up the way it's supposed to, but it should be close enough. We can bring that in, and then I just want to get this like that. And then what I'm going to do is try and get this. I don't want it to connect to the highway. So we're going to just very carefully go like that. So now it's connecting there. And that looks like the grid continued. I like that look. And then we're going to go up into the hill a little bit here too. Get our 112 there. Go this way and come down. That is a very steep slope though. So what I want to do is we're going to go to landscaping. We're going to first soften that and see if that improves that slope enough. That was saying about 14%. Now it is 10%. We can live with 10%. Can't build up that way. So that's as much as we're going to get right now. Although this road would then extend this way. Can we get 112? I don't think we can. No, we can't. So we're going to stop there. And then this one can come out as well. But we'll connect like that so that maybe when they built the highway, they just took out another couple houses and extended that way. So now we've got the space there and we have the demand. We can double check that by going down here to city information, medium density residential, availability of jobs, happiness. Very good. We do have some demand for that. So we're going to come into residential zones, click a medium density row housing to start, and we'll go ahead and put them in here. Now, if I clicked this whole box, they might not be all facing the same way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to marquee. We're going to do one side first and let those fill in. And then I will zone the other side. But in the meantime, we can come up here and get like all of this side in. And eventually we're going to need to change some of this over to commercial, but we'll take care of that when we get this right here, mixed housing. We can't do that quite yet, so we'll just leave this for the way it is. I'm going to let that fill in, and then we'll take a look and get the other side as well. So, and we are still having trouble. This, I'm okay with it appearing that way. What we can do is we can actually come in here like that and get that to fill in. These have all filled in, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. But you can see the problem I made, or the mistake I made, is actually what we should do is we should not do the square at the very end. You want to get all of the middle part. So we're going to click and go like that in the middle. It worked out fine up on that block, but not on this block either. So we're going to come back and take out that square there and bulldoze those, and they'll respawn the right way. So now we've had all of these have filled in, and I'm going to go back and then do this side and this side, and the same thing here. These have all filled in, so we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to leave this open because that is a government thing, and then we'll come in and get this side too. And this can go ahead and get zoned as well. This one here. The other thing I've noticed is that every once in a while, I've been getting buildings that are not filling the whole space. So I've been destroying them. They're like shorter, and we don't have any right now, but I will get more zoned up this way. And we'll see if any of those come in here. Yep, you can see right here, that one didn't fill the whole space. So just because of the way I want it to look, we're going to take that out. You could leave it if you wanted, but I'm trying to get a specific look here. So we'll keep it like that. All right, so a lot of that has filled in and our unemployment rate has gone up. So I'm excited to see that because we can come in now and go to info views, go to company profitability. Industry is going up because now we're getting enough workers to be more efficient. Commercial has enough profitability that we can come in and we're going to add a little bit of commercial zoning down here. And so we're going to get a little bit of commerce in our downtown area. We'll go ahead right on the arterial and just get those in for now and see how they do. The other thing I'm going to do while that is filling in is I'm going to come in to road services and take out the traffic lights that are in the downtown area. Because although actually, because we're going to have pedestrians here, I guess we'll keep them there. But as we get out this, I guess, we'll just keep all of them. Although we don't need them up here. We built these at some point. That one can stay. We can take these out too. I know I did this once before. I showed you how to do some of that. We're going to keep that one there. But get rid of these ones. And then we'd probably have... No, these are on regular roads. So those are fine too. But all of this should be going pretty well. You can see that it is starting to be fall and the trees have changed. At some point we might get snow when winter comes around. But we do also have, people are complaining about the healthcare coverage. It's not complaining too much yet, and I think we have enough money that we can go ahead and get it in place. So we're going to come in here and we'll get a medical clinic. And that road is actually not connected right yet. The medical clinic, I think we'll put it over this way. And the reason for that, we'll put it, how about right over in here? Put it on this corner. The reason for that is because I think the clinic is more a building that will probably be here long term, and it wouldn't really fit downtown. I think it fits really well in this particular spot. With this, we have a couple upgrades we can do. We can add more ambulances, or we could add another extension wing. I don't think we need either of those things because we probably aren't going to have enough patients yet. But that will help their healthcare coverage improve, and that will improve the city. Now, the budget did take a little bit of a hit from that, but not too bad, and we will see more people in a good mood because of it. We're like getting healthier and staying and becoming wealthier and stuff. Let's go ahead and bring this road out this way. I want it to be 90 degrees. Do that, and then we're going to bring this one down this way. Again, this is to signify that this grid was here before the highway. And here we're getting a little bit of an issue getting that node right under the highway, so we're gonna just shift it a tiny bit. But that does, you can see that gives the feel that it was there beforehand, and then we'll have to figure out how to connect to that grid, but we'll get there. We'll get that all in place. Unemployment is 7.5% still. Commercial is at 64%, so we actually have capacity to add more people. So we're going to come in and get more in here. We'll get more of the same row houses. Those spawned right away, so we'll go ahead and fill those other ones in as well. And then do the same thing over here. So we'll see more people come in, and you can see that our city, you can see it's starting to develop, and we'll get this, like I said, will be the downtown wrapping around. At some point we need to get a bridge over here, and we might even see that with this road. But we'll see what develops with that and where we go and everything like that. I'm really happy with how this is developing. I hope you're enjoying the series, by the way. and learning a lot as we go along. Let me know in the comments what you're learning, what you think you need to know more of, what you think I'm not covering, and so on and so forth. And here we are. We have reached the Grand Village stage, so you know how that goes. It is time for the end of the episode. Be sure to click on the video on the screen now. It will take you to that next episode as long as it's out. If it's not yet, then it'll take you somewhere else. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.